this ascension. Lift up to a new dimension. This is ascension.
All right, guys, what's up? We are doing some shoulders today. We have Brendan Mendoza here with me today. He's an HC muscle athlete. He is going to be preparing for the Toronto Pro Qualifier, so he's about 20 weeks out or so. He's a heavyweight. I've been training with Brandon on and off for years now. So today we're going to start off with a couple warm-ups. Warm up the rhomboids, warm up the scapula. This is two different sort of unique movements that I'll show you guys. And again, even myself, I'm learning. I'm working with, you guys have seen me do videos with Ben Pekulski. Learned a lot with him. Ben introduced me to Eric. I've been working with Eric on a weekly basis just to learn more about training and how I can level up and get more out of my training and prevent injuries. So this is a cool movement. This is specifically for the rhomboids. When you look at the rhomboid muscles, they run like this. So we're basically mimicking that. You could call this a reverse shrug. You could call this a rhomboid press. But basically we're gonna be, biceps are gonna be facing forward. We're gonna be letting the weight drive us up. So those traps and rhomboids, basically, the fibers are like this. So we're letting them glide up. We're letting everything come up. And then arms are straight, and think collarbone. So your collarbone here is coming in, it's shortening. And then as we come down, we're lengthening, we're creating that, we're gonna get wide. Let that collarbone get as wide as possible, and we're gonna push out. So it's a pretty unique movement, and it also, I feel like it really warms up the scapula. So it's a great movement to start with, leading into shoulders, leading into back. So I haven't tried it on the plate loaded machine. The reason why I chose this one, I was doing it on the selectorized. This is because these handles, you can actually go wider. So I think it's gonna be a better fit to hold a little bit wider. And with this movement, if I were to put my hands more in front of me, like here, and now if I'm pushing in front, you're gonna get more pec, underneath the pec, some serratus, but we're lining that hand up further back, so it's more in line to hit the traps. So again, this is just another warm up I like to do. Activate the side delts through a lateral raise. A lot of people, I feel like when they are doing laterals, they cheat, they use a lot of momentum. So doing something like this is just gonna turn your awareness on the delts, removing all momentum. It also warms up the subscap really nicely. So you guys are probably not gonna have access to a bench like this, but you can just use a regular incline bench. But you're gonna have to be very aware of your head, because when you're on an incline bench like that, you're not gonna be able to keep your head. You want your head relaxed. You don't want any head bob, any head movement. So you're gonna lean into the bench. I can rest my chin here, but on a normal bench, you'll have to keep your head just neutral. And basically, we're gonna be doing a Y. So no body movement, just the shoulders, and we're just gonna come up and hold. Whenever you guys have like a weaker body part, it's always a good idea before your workouts to do some active warm-ups or things that create more awareness in the muscle and maybe help to activate that muscle. So this would be a great one leading into side laterals if you're trying to target your side of your delts. All right, so we're gonna kick the workout off now. We are all warmed up, we're ready to go. So I always start my workout with rear delts. Pec Deck here, a couple cues for you guys. Personally, when I do this, I try and keep my body sort of really fixed, whether I'm against the pad or I'm holding my body here. It's always a big reach. It's always like it's pulling away from me. And as I'm here, it's fully lengthened and fully stretched. And I'm just keeping those elbows up in line with my hands. And I'm just trying to sweep it to here and get a great contraction and create lots of tension throughout the movement. I'm not trying to use any momentum. It's a very small muscle. And when I get to failure, I'll use like partial reps. I'll just try and keep all the tension on the muscle and just, you know, just move in a small range of motion. If it's fully lengthened, I can get to here. It's still training the muscle. So basically when I end up going heavy here, you know, I do like these like even lower reps, but I'll just break it down and do a lot of partials. And even within the partials though, if I come to like right here, I'll literally almost like an iso hold it in there, but almost like pretend like I'm trying to push past there, but I physically can't. So there's just so much tension on that, you know, partial. So don't be afraid, don't be in a rush when you're performing your partial reps. You know, I see a lot of people when they shorten the range, all of a sudden they just start doing these little like no control, like keep lots of tension and push. And when you get it there, if you can only go to here, hold it and just pretend you're fucking keep on pushing, like you're pushing against somebody. Because there's a lot of tension in that range still. And I think a lot of people just shortchange themselves and just think, oh, because it's not a full rep, it's doesn't matter, you know, I'll just fucking, you know. All right, so this is a cool exercise. This is, I guess you would call it a cable upright row. Last week, working with Eric in here on Fridays, we usually get together. Don't train, but just go over exercise selection and technique. And he was explaining to me how like a cable upright row can be very beneficial for, you know, the rear delt, depending on how you're pulling. And he was like explaining it to me, and I was like, oh, you know what? What happens if we did it in this machine and crossed them and performed it? So I'll show you guys what we came up with. It's a really cool exercise. It can be a short range of motion. And when you're performing this and you grab the cable, you're looking to make the cable in line with your hand, in line with your forearm and your elbow. So the path is kind of like cables in the corner, and you're following that path upright like this and pulling with the elbow and the rear delt. You don't want to pull too low. You're just literally following the path. So the cable is into the forearm, into elbow, and driving up. Pull up. Yes. Stretch. Don't lean over so much. That's not straight. Okay. Yeah. Forget about traps. Relax this. I'm trying to get through to him through another range of motion here, but this is a move that Mike Van Wyck does, and I think he calls it like bow and arrow, fucking rear delt, something, I don't know. But same sort of idea. We're not in the motion. We're not doing this. We're actually just pulling that cable across the body, you know, like you're loading up a bow and arrow. So this would be a different range that you can get that idea. This cable is in line with the forearm and the elbow, and you're just pulling it back and squeezing the rear delt, right? We're not doing this fly range around the world, just pulling. Same idea, we're over it, just pulling. Yes, right? Gonna come across the body, fully stretched, you're pulling with that elbow, right? Yeah. So me and Brandon were just talking about that cable upright row there, and you know, sometimes it's just being able to give the person the right cue or an example that they can sort of relate to. And we were just talking about it, how he had a hard time getting it. But you know, something to think about if you're doing a rope face pull, right? You have a rope, and you're pulling, you're not pulling that rope like this. You're grabbing that rope, you're breaking the rope, and pulling like this, right? It's in, like the arm pathway is like this. It's not like this.
Yeah, elbow driven.
Yeah, elbow driven, right? So the same thing when we're in the cables, we're doing this here. Same thing when we're in the cables. It's that same drive. So something to think about if you guys try it. When we're doing our side laterals, we're trying to use tons of control, initiate the muscle right from the bottom all the way to the top and hold it for like a split second. I like to come in front of the body. I lead with the pinkies. Oh,
Come on.
oh,
Let's go.
oh man, that's heavy. Good. That's it. Good job. Oh, fucking side lateral master over here.
Gotta have something, man. Give me something, man.
Machine side lateral for the Atlantis side lateral. My opinion, this is the best standing side lateral in the business. So, one cue when performing this, not only are we lateral raising it, but what Eric showed me the other week was applying force forward towards you guys. I'm pushing this way as I'm lateral raising, which is gonna help activate that side delt into the front delt. As soon as you do it, if you have this machine, you'll see it just pretty much applies extra tension to the muscle. So like picture, we're not just here, Brandon.
Driving forward.
What the fuck, is that all wet? Someone like sprayed that and didn't wipe it. So we're actually driving like this piece forward.
Right.
As
you.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Techniques here.
When I press, I actually press forward and up. So I'm picturing myself pushing towards the mirror and up. Generate a little more extra tension. Brandon just prefers this machine. He usually uses the Arsenal Strength shoulder press. I usually switch it up. I usually do dumbbells. I'll do the Atlantis Viking press. You know, because all prep I was doing my shoulder day actually with chest. I wasn't doing too many presses. So I'm pretty much open to doing whatever.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more like stability.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I like this machine a lot. So
Yeah.
Brandon wanted to do it, so I figured, why not? I don't do the spots anymore. It's for the young bucks.
True.
Okay.
Let's go. Yep. Strong. Strong. Let's go. Good. Nice. Good. Good. Come on.
Let's go. Good reps. Good. Nice. Come on. Good. Nice. Those are perfect. Good, man. Come on. Come on. I got you. Come on. Good. Come on. Good, man. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. How many was that? 6?
Those 8.
All right, guys. So that was today's shoulders workout. Me and Brandon haven't trained shoulders in a long time, but this week we pretty much trained, I think we pretty much trained everything, except for maybe arms.
We've trained quads, back, shoulders, no arms.
No arms.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. So we've been getting in some workouts. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from today's shoulders workout. Some new movements in there that I've implemented in my training that I've learned from Eric. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to learn more from Eric and sharing that with you guys. If you guys want to see anything specific, make sure to comment down below. If you guys haven't subscribed to the page already, make sure to subscribe. Appreciate all your support. Until next time. 2 days ago, I left the gym here and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get gas. And I kind of was like, okay, I definitely need to get gas. But I was like, nah, you know what, there's no traffic. I could probably just glide home on the highway, right? And I was in the back of my head, I was like, no, I should get gas. I'm like, nah, forget about it. Just, you'll be able to make it home. Gas station's down the street from my house, so when I go back out, I'll get it. I was hungry. On the highway, I get off the highway, stop at the lights on North Shore, and as I'm getting to the lights, because I'm slowing down, I start giving it gas, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I'm like, no! This is like the busiest intersection.
No.
So I ended up getting to the lights, fucking dies. It had no gas, it would not. So I like tried to restart it, pulled around the corner, people just honking at me and shit.
That's
put my
hilarious.
4-ways on. So I called Cody, I'm trying to figure out, and then Rachel went and got jerry can. It was the coldest day of the year too, freezing. My car's off, I'm there in my shorts, like icicle.
Is that your first time ever doing it?
Running out of gas. You know, there was one time on the highway when I had the Hellcat, I think it was a pig. I ran out of gas and I sold it. I had it for like 2 weeks.
Oh, fuck,
I ran out
really?
of gas on the second week. Like getting rid of this thing.
Yeah, there's two types of people, man. There's the type of people that like fill up when it's halfway.
Yeah.
And there's ones that just keeps it fucking going to the very end, you know? That's
Well, I was like, I thought it would have gave me like more of a warning. It's a G63. I'm like, I don't know, like give me a like, hey man, like, you know what I mean? Usually it says empty and like you got like another 30 kilometers.
Was the gas light on?
Yeah.